Let me explain to you how to price your online coaching program. So, if you want to really be a successful online coach and have a program that works, here are the trainings I want you to really pay attention to. The thing is that you are actually as an online coach, whether you are doing career coaching or fitness coaching or even life coaching, you have to understand that pricing is quite essential. Okay, because this means that basically a client can potentially evaluate your value adding expertise. So when you have the proper pricing, you really establish credibility, but also flexibility when it comes to having a price that not only increases your revenue, but also is pretty suitable to the target audience that you are going after. Okay, so in today's conversation, I want to really walk you through the right process when it comes to pricing your online coaching program. Okay, one thing for sure, if you have built your online education program using software, you are able to go through the all the other features that come with the software, so you can take advantage of those extra features. One thing for sure, when it comes to pricing your online package, your online coaching program in a methodical way, it's going to help you big time. Okay, because you want to make sure that when you put so much effort into building a program that provides life generating results, you want to make sure that you are having here an ROI that's not even 1% or 2%, but maybe 30% or 60%. Now, you have to understand that people don't buy things because they are cheap. They buy things that they find valuable, or more clearly, people buy things that make them better. If your pricing model is to create a course that is so cheap that anyone will buy it from let's say from you on a whim, then in a way you are choosing a disservice to your students, because someone that spends about $49 or $69 on something is not likely to come back to it every day and put the effort, okay, the effort into that thing that is required if he or she wants to reach the results that they're looking for. Also, if your prices are too low, that it makes it difficult for you to have, let's say, money left over to acquire new students and potentially expand and update your course, then you don't have a sustainable business model. So if you're trying to really price your online coaching program, you want to think about those elements. So let me talk to you about the best practices here. When you think about online coaching program, how do you price it? There are some best practices I want to share with you. You have a one-on-one coaching, for instance. You have a group coaching, and you have mastermind programs. So coaching, actually, the pricing will derive directly or indirectly from the input that you have, or the input that your team has. If you have a team in the back office supporting your operations, so if you are thinking about online coaching, you also might think about having a one-on-one coaching. Nothing like Not everything happens online in an online coaching program. I mean, certain activities are actually like they're better triggered, like let's say from an external point of view. So basically, when you think about one-on-one coaching, in one-on-one coaching, you as a coach, you are helping one client at a time. As the coach, you are offering your time and expertise in exchange for money. Okay, and you are actually focusing on your client's unique and specific needs. So this is generally the most exclusive coaching service you can offer, as you are reserving your time to a single customer. Okay, so prices for a single session of one-on-one coaching can vary, but generally are over $100, sometimes up to $1,000. So this type of coaching service is also the most flexible in terms of how you charge for it. If you're a coach, how you charge for it. You can decide to charge your clients per hour, create packages, or offer a monthly subscription. Even newer online coaches will charge a relatively high rate for an hour or two of their time. not only because of the value delivered, but also because one-on-one coaching has time and energy investment from the coach that doesn't directly translate to billable hours. So something to really think about, okay? So, I mean, let me give you an example. As a coach, even though the coaching session with your clients might be only an hour of time, you will likely still invest a great deal of mental energy thinking about how you might help your client before and after that session. And you can only keep up with the client if you're able to have mental clarity. And again, you can keep so many clients in terms of flexibility. If you think about pricing your online coaching program, I want you to think about group coaching. So besides one-on-one coaching, you have group coaching. So group coaching is really interesting in the sense that you are actually handling various profiles at the same time, various client profiles at the same time. So in group coaching, instead of focusing on one client at a time, you are coaching a group of people. Now, don't forget that every individual is different, though. Simply because they are lumped into a group, they are lumped into a category, doesn't mean that you are actually going to apply generic care for them, generic insights for them. It has to be bespoke. It has to be customized. So, for this reason, group coaching actually tends to be slightly cheaper compared to one-on-one coaching sessions. So, depending on how many people you coach in a group, your pricing can actually change. More crowded coaching programs are generally cheaper as the members actually get less individual assistance. So if you offer, let's say, if you offer both one-on-one and group coaching services, so this pricing theory can give you a better idea. So you have really a hybrid approach, okay? So you might want to charge your group coaching members 30% or 50% of what you would pay in one-on-one coaching. So, for instance, if you charge $500 for a one-on-one coaching session, then each member of your group coaching program will pay $150 or $300 or like something like that. If it's 30%, it's 150. If it's 50%, it's 250. Okay, so think about what kind of flexibility you want to have. Now, group coaching is also a very flexible service in terms of pricing, as you can choose to have your members pay on a single session basis and also offer packages or subscriptions. So that's kind of cool from a flexibility point of view. You also have a mastermind. So if you want to price your online coaching program appropriately, mastermind is can be a great opportunity for you. Okay, so let's quickly talk about Mastermind 101 before you can see whether or not this approach, this method, is actually profitable to you. Okay, especially in the long run, not just profitable to you, but also to the clients, to your clients, because it has to be a win-win situation. Because if you just profiting from your clients and not adding value, that's really so that relationship is not sustainable. It has to be a win-win. So let's talk about mastermind. So a mastermind is really a group of people, generally about 10 members. Sometimes you can have a mastermind group that has let's say 15 people, okay? But generally it's 10 members who share the same values, come from similar backgrounds, or have the same goal in mind. So a mastermind is more looking for affinities. Okay, you want to have a correlation between the members' profiles. Now, the purpose of the mastermind is to actually provide peer support, brainstorm ideas, and offer a safe space for communication. So that's that's really important from a scalability point of view. So the price of your mastermind depends on how many members there are in the group, the value of your meetings, and the frequency of sessions. Also, it depends also on how much your members are making and how much they can actually pay. Okay, so what I want to say here is that more exclusive mastermind groups sometimes charge around $15,000 to $30,000 a year, okay, or more. However, in larger groups, members can pay a lower monthly fee of less than $100. So it really depends on how you want to position your mastermind group. Now, masterminds are more of a long-term, ongoing commitment for both you and your members, which is why generally mastermind prices are charged on a monthly or annual basis. So, as an organizer of a mastermind, the value you provide is not necessarily relying on your expertise and guidance as a coach, but more so in facilitating of providing a place for a group of individuals working towards the same goal to learn from each other. If you think about sales skills for coaches, I want you to think about empathy and also the relationship building that I spoke to you earlier, but at a deeper level. So when I speak about empathy, empathy enables your coaches to tune into verbal and nonverbal cues, as well as have a deep understanding of a client's feelings and emotions. So what you want to do is you want your team to fully understand the client's pain points, fears, and worries, even if it may not be explicitly said. And whatever your selling abilities are, sales at the end of the day is all about emotional connections and building long-term relationships with customers. You do not want your coaching clients to come for one session or to buy one session and that's it. No, you want them to be to buy a coaching package or to really sort of be a lifelong recurring member of your coaching events. That's what you want. You want to create stable revenue. And so basically, clients won't buy from someone who doesn't consider their feelings and opinions. So when a client shares their frustrations, a great coach doesn't just empathize, but also deeply understands the underlying emotions and views behind their pain points. They actually respect what the prospect is really thinking or feeling before responding with a thoughtful idea or solution that carefully considers their point of view. This, of course, will influence a buyer's decision making process. The relationship building is also important in terms of having this sort of win-win situation, right? I think I've said this before, but I want to insist on that. It's about making sure you have a win-win situation. So relationship building skills come in handy during meetings with clients where coaches know what's important to the clients on a practical and emotional level. So when successful, having a strong relationship with your client also means that basically they'll come in for advice about specific pain points as opposed to consulting with a competitor. Okay. And so this will make the relationship more honest and help the coach establish credibility. That's what you want to establish. As a coach, you want to establish credibility. And once there is a connection on a human level, rapport and trust will be fueled further. And eventually, conversations will be elevated into a business relationship. That's what you want to have anyway. You also want to think about effective communication. So, as sales skills for coaches, I want you to think about effective communication at a deeper level. So, your coaches spend most of, let's say, their time communicating not only with customers, but also with internal teams, right? So, effective communication, both written and verbal, for that matter, are really fundamental skills that your coaches and salespeople need to persuade customers and clients into buying your coaching product or service. So your coaches also need to understand that tone and manner, okay, manner of delivery also matter. You want to streamline your sales and support teams communication by using like a software, for instance, okay, easily manage multiple WhatsApp accounts, integrate with CRM systems, and gain valuable insights through actionable analytics. That's what you want from a scalability point of view. So to actually provide coherence in throughout the sales process, you want to focus on the following aspects of effective communication in sales: storytelling, but also emotional intelligence. That's very important from a scalability point of view. Also, think about negotiation skills. So, as a coach, you want to really know how to negotiate. Not really, not a lot, but you want to have a little bit of negotiation skills that will help you big time. And selling is the art of negotiation, really. So, after presenting an effective pitch proposal, Your coaches must guide your clients into a disciplined negotiation process. So you want to establish clear objectives and identify the outcomes, as well as prepare for, let's say, alternative scenarios that might happen during the discussion. And your team must always lead negotiations that result in mutual expectations and benefits for your coaching business, but also for the clients, right? It's all about having a win-win situation. So having sales negotiation skills enable your coaches to be appropriately assertive in closing a deal, especially if you are thinking about closing a coaching package deal. Meaning a good negotiator doesn't easily concede to client objections, but rather is prepared with convincing alternative proposals that will make your customer reconsider the offer, while of course ensuring that the alternative solution is mutually beneficial for your company and the customer. If you think about sales skills for coaches, I want you to think about the project management. So this is very important, especially if you are in a B2B capacity. Okay. So a disciplined selling process for your coaching business requires the use of project management skills. So let's say to establish a systematic approach to the sales workflow, especially when you have multiple steps in the sales workflow. So strong project management skills will equip your coaches, but also salespeople with control, flexibility, organized monitoring, and dynamic solutions for different clients that will enable your coaches to increase efficiency in interrelated sales activities. So the cool thing is that an effective implementation are really instrumental in identifying goals, align resources and services to the customer needs, integrating customer success insights into sales, managing customer relationships, and driving mutually beneficial solutions, especially when it comes to scaling your coaching business. Okay, and finally, you have time management. So time management actually means that you are able to optimize productivity in high performance and revenue generating activities, like coaching, for instance. And this is a skill often overlooked, but is proven to be an extremely important skill, especially in coaching. Okay, and so, what you want to do here is that you want to really prioritize responding to client concerns in a timely manner, so that your customer feels valued. Okay, so and you want to really prioritize your tasks. Tasks like email updating email addresses for your leads and prospects will go down the priority list, as it does not impact your sales as immediately. So that's important from a scalability point of view, especially if you are trying to really develop your the sales process, the client acquisition process for your coaching business, and you are trying simultaneously, or let's say in a delayed manner, to scale your coaching business also. And again, everything I'm telling you doesn't matter if you have, let's say you're doing your coaching business online, or you're doing your coaching business offline. Doesn't matter. A sales skill is a sales skill no matter what, no matter where you apply it. So if you think about sales skills for coaches, especially when it comes to the execution, you have to understand one thing that's important. You got to have objection handling. You got to have a clear idea about objection handling. Let me explain. You want to handle objections in a polite manner, but in a very strategic manner. Okay. In such an unfortunate event, a good coach should be able to stay positive and motivated. They should understand that rejection is a normal part of us of the sales process, and they're not afraid to face it. A good coach is also able to convert objections into an opportunity to better understand their prospects and improve the approach as they move forward. Okay, so you also got to think about cold calling. Cold calling can really be critical also when it comes to coaching. So cold calling involves contacting potential customers, potential clients who may be interested in your coaching product or service, or in your coaching packages or in your coaching sessions. So while commonly dreaded by most coaches and sales reps, this strategy can be a very effective way to generate leads and sales. For this reason, it's really recommended highly that your coaches and salespeople be equipped with this sales skill. So being able to master the art of cold calling can boost your business's conversion and win rate by an incredible margin. So what you want to do is to maximize the effectiveness of your cold calling efforts. Ensure that your sales team is equipped with a phone validator tool and maintains a healthy database with, let's say, accurate and up to date phone numbers. So, implementing software for cold calling can streamline the process significantly. That's what you want. You want to streamline the process, okay? Your sales team, your coaches, your let's say your back office team will be able to manage all aspects of their work, from maintaining contact information to call scheduling, so they can make more calls more efficiently. And finally, you also got to think about networking. So, in this world, if you want to have, like, if you want to scale your coaching business in a streamlined manner, you want to really think about networking, okay? And so, networking is not just about schmoozing with the right people, the right event. It's about being strategic and intentional in your efforts to connect with others, okay? It has to be a win win solution. Don't just do it randomly, you have to do it strategically. So the bottom line is, to this conversation, I gave you sales skills for coaches. I gave you the foundation, and now the execution, and finally the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.